Hello, this is Woujo and this is Rafi and we're going to talk about how to get over a breakup today. Before I start, we should probably promote our products like we didn't do last time. I have a website, woujo.com, wojo.com. Go to that. I do private consulting and I have a bunch of articles and shit. You should go there. And then also, we're part of a team called the Social Samurais, where we provide all kinds of dating and just life and self-improvement advice for guys. We're working on a website, but we're going to have a Facebook page. Go to our Facebook page, Social Samurais, and send us a message if you want some help. We respond very quickly. Today we're going to talk about how to get over a breakup. Every guy and every girl pretty much has been in a breakup, and it's one of the most devastating things that can happen to a dude. And I've seen it straight up ruin guys' lives. And if you don't get your shit together and get your mind right and do the right things after you break up, you can seriously affect your life negatively. Let me give it to Raphael.
Hey guys, what's up? The same thing, everything Sam just said about ruining a person's life, man. I've seen some of the toughest guys, some of the coolest girls just have a hard time getting over something like that, because everything in your life it's the way I imagine it is the way I felt was a carpet being ripped up from underneath you that you were standing on. So you're kind of just trying to figure out what was right, what was wrong, and how to stand back up. And it's hard, man. I feel like in the kind of the pickup community, in the dating community, everything is about how to get her back, and it never talks about how to just fucking move on. Or if it does talk about moving on, it does it in a way where it's never your fault, how you can get something better, and it's not about that. To me, it's about you becoming better as a person from that. Like we mentioned, some of the toughest guys we know kind of just crumble after that shit. But I mean, some of the best guys that I know today had a rough breakup, had a rough divorce, and they kicked ass right afterwards. Maybe not the minute after, but they got back on their feet and they're crushing every area of their life, whether it's health, relationships, work, career, just all around, just badasses. And this goes to girls too.
Yeah, so I guess we can start with just some of the psychological shit that goes on after you get broken up with, and then we can go into the actual steps. What do you think of that?
Love it.
So I'm kind of into weird evolutionary psychology. So one of the interesting things, one of the reasons breakups are so hard is because humans evolved to want to be a part of a tribe. And one of the worst feelings in our evolutionary wiring is getting rejected by anybody, but especially somebody close to us. Mm-hmm. If you form an emotional connection with somebody and then they're no, get the fuck out of here, that hurts. Yeah. And not just because it hurts your ego, but also because we're wired to think of there's only one tribe for us. We don't think of the world as a bunch of different tribes we can move in and out of. We think of the world as one tribe. And if we get broken up by somebody or rejected by somebody we really care about, we feel like we're alone in the jungle. When you get broken up with, you lose your appetite sometimes and you can't sleep. And literally, scientists believe that the reason that happens is because you think that you're now in the jungle by yourself. So your appetite is low because you don't have that much food, and you can't sleep because you got to be worried about predators. It's a weird primal evolutionary thing that's making you feel that way. It's completely irrational. I remember when I had a pretty bad breakup, and I remember just feeling like I was just alone, in the world. Not just my girlfriend was gone, but just I felt like nobody would ever love me again, and I would never find anybody again. It's just such crazy irrational emotions because it's I'm a decent looking guy, I've got a good job, I can get girls. The fact that I truly believe that I would never find anybody ever again was dude, my emotions and my biology are fucking crazy right now. So I guess the first thing you need to realize is those feelings you're having are irrational. Like you will find somebody again. You will be happy eventually. You don't need this one woman or man to make you happy. It definitely feels that way for now, but it's an irrational feeling caused by weird evolutionary wiring that is like not really relevant in our modern world today. Like if you're a chimpanzee and you get kicked out of the tribe, you're fucked. You're in the jungle by yourself. Lions and fucking other chimpanzee tribes and all kinds of motherfuckers are trying to kill you. You are fucked for real. But if as a human being, if you get rejected by your family or your friends or a girl, you may have done something wrong and you should probably fix that. But overall, you're not fucked. You're still alive and you can find somebody else. Anything to add to that? I don't know if you even agree with any of that, but what do you think?
That was fucking huge, man. That made I didn't know all that about the tribe shit, but it makes a lot more sense because those are both the physical feelings I get right after a breakup. Sometimes even after a fucking fight with my girlfriend, man. I've lack of hunger, which is huge for me because I'm a pretty big guy. But if I don't eat, the weight starts fucking falling off. So before I know it, I've lost 15, 20 pounds, and I'm just like confused as to why. Because I thought I was eating, I wasn't hungry. But lack of sleep is huge. Like the tossing and turning, the standing up, the going to piss, going to fucking sit down, maybe watch a movie. All that's huge, and so you physically start feeling it, and that feeling of just not being wanted, not just being alone. And I think for me the hardest feeling, and just other guys I talk to and girls, is you invested everything into one person. And maybe along the way you invested too much in them, so you probably cut off some other friends. You cut off some maybe even some family members that didn't like that person. Maybe there were some family members that didn't like you being with that girl or that guy, so you kind of shoved them away.
Hobbies, like people
hobbies.
with their hobbies.
Yeah, I know. Usually, if I start a new relationship, I know the gym's kind of taking a backseat for about a month or two, depending on how much investment I put into her. Hobbies change. If you had like a fucking what's that shit called? If you had like a rotation of like girls you were seeing or like different guys you were talking to or shit like that, you probably cut them off the moment you felt invested into this one person. If you didn't, then I guess you were cheating or trying to play both sides. But when you invest everything into that one person and suddenly it's taken away, now you're just on your ass and you look stupid too, because chances are you probably had her on social media, you had him on social media, so people know about you guys, and then suddenly like it's kind of it's over. You're embarrassed because everything about that person that you thought was right is now wrong. So the physical feeling, the emotional feeling, yeah, it's the shittiest feeling ever.
Yeah, and I guess like one of the lessons is whenever you get into a relationship, no matter how much you like the person, you should still keep your own life. And I think the most successful relationships are the ones where each person has their own shit that they do, kind of separate from the other person, and they each have like a lot of alone time. Because if you invest too much of your identity into another person, when they take it away, you are fucked. And one of the problems is like our pop culture and movies and TV, they kind of make it seem like a relationship should be this all-in thing where you just stop being a person, and you like, for example, like sometimes I see guys post on social media, blah blah blah, my girlfriend is my everything, I would be nothing without her. And I'm like, dude, if she dumps you, then you should just kill yourself. Like if she's your everything, like you need to keep some identity and some life separate from her so that you can exist without her. And she needs to do the same too. Like it's I'm sure you've had this where you're dating a girl and then you realize she doesn't have any friends anymore. Like she dumped all her friends to be with you, and I'm like, dude, you need friends, man. Like you're putting pressure on them when you give up your whole identity, because now it's like they're responsible for your happiness. And that's a lot of pressure on somebody. And when people feel that pressure, they want to run away. It's like scary to be completely responsible for somebody's happiness like that. So before you even get into a relationship, like keep a mindset of, I need to live an independent life and have my own identity. One thing, going back to like getting kicked out of the jungle thing, another thing that people do when they get rejected is they get depressed. Like basically that feeling you get after a breakup is like depression, and you want to just think about it all day. Like you just ruminate and just go over every scenario in your mind and what happened and what did I do wrong and what is she thinking and what does she want from me and how can I fix this? And some scientists believe that the whole reason for depression is if you do something to get fucked up, if you fuck up and get kicked out of the tribe, your emotions slow down so that you think more, so you can figure out what you did so that you don't make that mistake again. That's like the evolutionary reason for depression, some people believe. But as a guy or a girl that just got broken up with, you can't think about it all day because you're never going to figure it out. Like sometimes people just don't like you. Sometimes it's just not working. Sometimes they just found somebody better. And you thinking about it and trying to figure it out and trying to get closure is a waste of your time. Like obviously think about it a little bit. Like you can't just force yourself to stop thinking about somebody you cared about. But at some point you need to just move your mind onto other things. I got a lot of guys that are like, man, I just want some closure. And I'm like, dude, you're never going to get the closure you want. Like if you call her again, she's not going to ever say the thing you want to hear. Like, you know, you're thinking about her over and over again, but she may not be. She may just have already moved on. And that's like the worst thing for you to accept. Like, I saw a video of this dude that was in court for stalking. Like, the lady had brought him into court because he'd been stalking her so much. And the judge was like, why don't you just leave her alone? And the guy was like, I just want some closure. And I'm like, dude, you're in court for stalking. Like, she doesn't like you. She's fucking called the cops on you. You're in court. You're about to go to jail. Like, you can't, that's like one of the ways guys go crazy is they want that closure. And I've wanted that closure too. Like, I've been dumped and I've just like gone through everything that I did in the relationship and like what I did wrong. And I'm like, man, if I'd done this differently, maybe she wouldn't have kept liking me. But at the end of the day, your mind's not going to figure something out when it doesn't have the information. It wants to keep trying. It's like a computer program that's going to keep trying to figure out the answer, but it doesn't have the information, doesn't have the data. So it's going to keep like cycling until you burn yourself out. You're never going to know. You need to move on. There's no closure. Judge her by her actions and not her words. If she's not investing in you and doing the things to show that she cares about you, whatever she says is meaningless. What's important is her actions. And if she doesn't like you, then you need to move on no matter what she says.
Dude, that was fucking perfect. I don't even know how to follow up after that. God damn, that was good. I'm trying to think how to follow up after that. I mean, everything was just on point. Like, I see guys get invested way too early. I see guys posting shit way too fucking early, man. That's the biggest one. I'm like, man, you just started. No, you guys aren't even dating yet, you know? Or you guys just started dating. I know the kind of rule I live by is if she hasn't posted anything, then you don't post anything. And that's just common sense. I mean, how long have we been saying that? Saying like, fucking, if she's not investing, why are you investing in her? You know? So I see that where guys drop everything for that person, where it's like no longer they lose who they are, and she fell in love with you for who you are. So if you drop those things, then you're not who she met. So obviously it's a turn off. She's gonna lose interest. It's just bad for a relationship. And I mean, I'm fucking, as you know, I'm a big dude, but I'm pretty lovey-dovey too, man. Like I just want to like sit at home and just fucking lay down with my girlfriend the whole fucking day. But I know that that's not what she meant, and that's not what she wants, and that's not who I need to be. So you just gotta remember who you are and kind of make a system. Be like, okay, if I knock out all these things, then I can I'll set up a date with her, or I'll hang out with her. But don't lose the shit that made you who you are.
Yeah, one thing, this is kind of more applies to guys than girls, but girls want a confident guy that's living a cool life. And what they kind of do sometimes is test you to see if your life really is cool and if you actually are confident. And sometimes, they're called shit tests, but basically the girl kind of tries to slow you down to see if you can be slowed down. And unfortunately, a lot of guys fall for it. So they do give up the cool parts of their life to kind of like make the girl happy, but you're not making the girl happy. She wants you to like plow through her test and show that you don't give a fuck. You're going to pursue your life no matter what. She's more turned on by you living an independent life and not being up her ass than being up her ass, even if she pretends like she wants you to be up her ass. Like, that's just a weird thing about interacting with girls that most guys don't understand. They're going to try to feminize you, but they don't want you to be feminized. It's like a test, and you need to beat the test by living your own life. And it's a weird thing because there's like a line between living your own life and not giving a fuck about her. Like, obviously, if you just ignore her and treat her like shit and be like, bitch, I got shit to do, then she's gonna move, she's gonna move on and find somebody that cares about her. But at the same time, she doesn't want a guy that's gonna drop everything, be up her ass, like beg her for her time, feel sad whenever she doesn't, return his text right away. That puts pressure on the girl, and it kind of makes her the man of the relationship. Like, girls don't want to be the man of the relationship. They want to be like your partner on your journey. They don't want you to give up your journey to just follow them around. And I've just seen a lot of like otherwise manly guys become feminized after relationships. Mm-hmm. And they got to kind of like learn how to be a man again. They got to like learn how to have boundaries and be like, no, I'm not doing that right now. Or no, I got shit to do. I have a job, I have a life, I have friends. I know guys that are just, a lot of them are just way too nice. And, this goes out, dude, there's like so many topics that are like, we need, that each need their own separate episodes. Like how to not be a nice guy. Like, you should be nice in the sense of be friendly and helpful when you can, but don't be nice in the sense of, do shit for people they don't deserve and make sacrifices where they won't make the same sacrifice for you. So, that's its whole, not being a nice guy is its whole other episode. Yeah. But I guess maybe our next step is to just talk about the actual steps you take after you get broken up with. Do you want to start?
Yeah.
You can do your steps and I can do my steps.
Yeah,
and we can.
For sure.
Yeah.
Going on about what you were saying. Fuck. God damn it, I just forgot as I was writing that shit down. All right, so let's get into the steps. Okay, you're actually now I remember. All right, story time real quick. There's this, I'm not gonna call him out, but there's this fucking badass dude I know, man. Just all around badass. Like, and chicks like love him because of that badassness. But he's got the worst flaking rate I've ever seen. He's got the worst I don't know what name to call this, but like they're polarized, they're in love, they like him. And then the moment he just like talks to them, it's almost like a turnoff because he's fucking needy as fuck, and he instantly wants to give it all away for her. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, guys like that. Like, the moment he feels like she likes him, he'll burn it down because he's just like needy. He just really wants a girlfriend. He just really wants a relationship. He just really wants to be with someone. And that feeling is confusing as fuck to a girl who sees him as like a badass, like just an all-around fucking ass kicker, man. So it's such a turnoff that girls block him, girls stop answering his calls, girls stop answering his text messages. I've seen where literally the same girl that was like goo goo gaga over him, a week later comes up to me and tells me, fuck, he's creepy. Fuck, he's needy. I'm not doing that. I don't want to be around him. So, I mean, like I don't know if this is a way to say it, but like his burn it down, fuck, he messed up rate is high as fuck. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. I've never seen it where like a chick will just be head over heels over a guy and just like instantly the moment he like opens his mouth, it's just gone. And no, it's not because of his voice or some stupid shit like that. It's just, he's too fucking needy. He's too like, I'll give you everything. You don't have to give me shit back. And that's just weird. And going on to that, like when I know that when I start a relationship, I know I'm gonna put on a little bit of weight because the whole fucking, baby, don't go to the gym, baby, you look fine, baby, I love you just the way you are. I know that shit's about to fucking start. So I know, and then she's gonna cook, or hey, why don't you eat pizza with me? If you love me, you eat pizza with me. And before you fucking know it, you just put on 10, fucking 15, 20 pounds. So I know that shit happens too. So that's not who she met. She didn't meet a fucking fat dude. She met you for, if you were into the gym, she met a yoked ass fucking dude. If you're a badass, she met a badass. Like, you're fucking it up by falling for her shit test. For just folding over. You know? She wants the dude that when that fucking door rings in the middle of the night, you grab that pistol and you're walking around in your fucking undies, ready to just blast off, man. She wants a badass. She doesn't want a fucking anything that she can control. And coming from me, I mean, that's hard too. Like, I'm the same fucking way. Like, I've had relationships where I didn't give a fuck, and then I've had relationships where if anything was wrong, I wanted to fix it. I was anything to make you happy, you know? But yeah, let's get into the steps of getting over a breakup. Okay. Boom, breakup happens. Whether you saw it coming or not, it fucking happened. Sucks. What do? These are my steps. Sam's probably got different steps. Me, acknowledge that it fucking hurts. Like, you're not fucked up for being hurt. So that's just know it. Talk about it, think about it in your head. Have maybe one day where you just really think about it. And then you literally need to become just the most fucking hardcore motherfucker from now on. Like, you gotta fucking kill that gym, dude. You gotta find ways to get your career in order. You gotta maybe start a new hobby. Fucking start finding maybe a side business that you were always interested in working on. You got to reconnect with those fucking old friends that you probably lost. You got to reconnect with some family members. Now, when you first break up with someone, what do you want to do? You want to fill in that fucking gap, right? You want to go find someone just like her or just like him. It's not going to happen, because the girl that you broke up with, or she broke up with you, the guy that broke up with you, you're not going to find their fucking twin, their Siamese twin. And what I mean by that is, the girl you met or the guy you met changed to please you. So that's why they're perfect. For example, if you're dating a girl, she's probably become a little less slutty since dating you. I would hope so. So what happens when you go out, or she stopped drinking, or she stopped doing like kind of the party girl shit, right? So when you go out and you see all these party girls, you're like, fuck, I don't want any of these girls. My girl was so much better than this. No, the fuck she wasn't. She was the same fucking way. She just met you, so she tried to change. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's a good point. I never thought of that.
Yeah, like I fucking hate that. Like, oh, these girls are all sluts. Dude, I hate to break it to you, but your girl's probably a slut too, okay? Like, these girls, if they're head over heels for you, they will change for you, okay? It goes both ways. You've probably changed for a relationship too, okay? So for a while, you're going to want to fill in that gap. No girl, and every time you talk to a girl or a guy, you're going to be comparing them to your ex. Cut that shit out, because it won't work. And if anything, it makes it fucking worse. So you're like, oh, my ex-girlfriend, my ex-girlfriend wasn't like this. My ex-boyfriend wasn't like this. Yes, they were. On top of that, you're going to want to just fuck anyone just to get over it, to like prove to yourself that you can't fuck anyone. Girls do it all the fucking time. Ask any girl what happened when she rebounded. She felt fucking worse. Ask any guy that rebounded. He felt fucking worse. So I'm going to get laughed at. Sam's probably going to pick on me right now. But when you break up with someone or you get dumped, don't fuck anyone for like a good month, 2 months, whatever the fuck you need to like first kind of find yourself, man. Just be celibate. I know this is some fucking pickup shit, so I shouldn't say celibate. But like for a while, dude, don't fuck anything, because it will get you down. And then on a physical standpoint, I've had friends that got dumped, and then they were like, cool, you know, I know pickup, I know how to talk to bitches, whatever, you know, I don't give a fuck. So they go out, they pool, and then they can't get boners because they're still obsessed with their girl. So that's why I'm saying fucking chill, man, and kind of be celibate. Like, find yourself. Like, learn about different things. Talk to girls, talk to guys. I'm not saying don't talk to them. But understand that you're going to feel like shit if you do go that route. You know? Because what happens when you fuck a chick, just like a one-night, dirty-ass fucking one-night stand or whatever, not talking shit about him, but just saying, you're going to feel like, damn, I wonder if my ex-girl did that. So just like fucking hold it down for a little bit, because it's going to fuck you up, man. So after that, like I mentioned, you just start killing everything, all areas of life. And if you improve, I'm a big believer, if you improve yourself, that what you receive will be better. So maybe your girlfriend wasn't that focused on her career, or maybe your girlfriend wasn't that focused on health, or maybe your boyfriend wasn't that focused on something else. But the next person you date will be better if you get better. That is the biggest point that I want to get across. If you get better, the next person you date will get better. It's almost impossible for you to get better and you date someone fucking worse, because you're improving all areas of yourself. So you'll attract better things.
Yeah. So if I had to sum up how to get over a breakup, the one thing I would say is you need to improve, because
Fuck yeah.
the best way to get over a breakup is to become literally a different person than the person that was broken up with. Mm-hmm. Because part of the reason breakups hurt so bad is because a man's ego, and I guess a woman's ego too, a person's ego cannot take no for an answer. Like, your ego is a powerful thing, and when somebody rejects you, your ego cannot handle that. Like, that's why that guy was going crazy in the courtroom, and when the judge was being like, why are you stalking her? Mm-hmm. His ego could not take no. Like, if I'm walking down the street and some homeless guy calls me a faggot, I'm gonna be like, I don't know, who cares what that guy says? Like, he doesn't know me. Like, I'm not gonna let that affect me, because like I can make excuses as to why that guy doesn't know what he's talking about. Yeah. But if somebody really close to me that I've been like having deep conversations with, and she got to know me and all that shit, if she rejected me, then I can't make excuses anymore. Then that's a real blow to my ego, and the only way that I can get over that is if I literally change who I am, so that I can say to myself, well, the person she dumped was literally a different person. And an interesting thing is, the New York Times columnist David Brooks did this study of all these old people, and you're trying to figure out like what made people happy, what did people regret, what things did they do in their lives that they thought were good. And one thing he realized was that people who were unhappy in their lives, they saw life as one long thing. They saw life as like one long story. But people that were happy, they saw life as a series of chapters. And when one chapter ended, they'd be like, all right, man, well, that chapter's over. Now it's a new chapter. Mm-hmm. So you should look at a breakup like that. Like, you should look at a breakup like, okay, that part of my life is over. You know, I was one person. I thought a certain way. Now is my opportunity to start a new chapter and become a new person. And like, literally, I can like look back at my life as huge jumps in my self-improvement as times when I've been broken up with. And like, nowadays I've gotten to a point where, I know this probably sounds crazy, if a girl rejects me or dumps me that I've been dating, I'm like, great, this is just another chance to get better. Like, because sometimes when you're in a relationship, you get lazy and you get soft, and you're like, well, you know, I got a girlfriend and life is going good, and you know, you don't have that motivation to go kick ass like you may. Yeah. But you can use your breakup as motivation to be like, all right, I need to get my act together. I need to fix these problems. You know, I'm going to become a better person from now on. And you can use a breakup to your advantage. You can either let it kill you, or you can use it to like motivate yourself to get stronger. Mm-hmm. So I guess we kind of got away from the actual steps, but I agree with Raphael. So my steps would be, take a little time to grieve. Like, obviously you can't turn your mind off right away. You know, I say a week at the most. Couple days to a week at the very most. But whatever it is, it's got to have a definitive end time. Like, I'm going to move on. I'm going to start trying to move on. Like, give yourself a couple days to grieve, and then be like, after Sunday, I'm moving on completely. And then when Sunday happens, you cut contact. You have to go completely no contact.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say no contact, I mean block her on social media, no phone calls, no texts.
Block her everywhere so you'll never see her again.
Yeah, don't go to places you know she's going.
Yeah.
Don't hang out with. I mean, I know this sounds like really harsh and fucked up, but
Do it.
for your psychological well-being, you really need to completely. I remember, dude, one of my friends broke up with his girlfriend, and they signed a peace treaty because his girlfriend was like a psychopath. She was like, if I ever see you out with another girl, I will kill you. Like, she was that crazy.
Right.
So they signed a peace treaty where they divided up the city into bars where she was allowed to go and bars where he was allowed to go.
What the fuck, dude?
And he would not go to her bars, and that's an extreme example. But point is, you need to.
Side note though, if she's that crazy, the sex was probably amazing.
I can affirm. I can affirm that is true. But so I tell a lot of guys to go no contact, and then like a week later they'll be like, yeah man, so my friend told me, and I was like, no dude, that's not no contact. Or like I saw on her Facebook, I'm like, dude, you have to block her.
Yeah.
Even if she blocks you, you need to also block her in case she unblocks you.
Damn.
And then you can see her again.
Get him, Sam.
Like it's really hard, but it's kind of like it's like taking a shot. Like you need to take the shot, and I guarantee that after a certain amount of time you will feel better.
Yeah.
And usually what people say is 60 days.
Nah, I don't know.
What do you say?
I think that's opinion, man. I think about it like it's ripping a Band-Aid, right? Like the quicker you just fucking do it, the better it's gonna feel. If you like drag ass on it, just like kind of pull slowly, it's gonna fucking make it worse. But yeah, man, the best quote I ever heard of a breakup is, think of it like your grandma just died. So whenever people think about that person or remind you of that person, grandma died. That was the quote that I heard fucking forever. Grandma died, get over it. And I don't know if there's a time where it's like, 60 days, 90 days, whatever. Because, I mean, my friends I do too. I mean, I got relationships I still think about. I'm like, man, that fucking bitch. You know, I'm like, she really thought, you know. And then I'm sure you've had times where you're like, damn, this fucking school nurse dropped me. And now I'm dating like a fucking, a girl that's just better off. Just she's maybe she's a hot ass bartender. Maybe she's a dope ass fucking Instagram model. I don't fucking know. You know what I mean? Like,
But you still think about the school nurse.
yeah, you still
It's so weird.
because it's your ego, man. Like that shit's weird as fuck. And you almost want to bump into that school nurse with the fucking model next to you just so you can fucking win, man. It's so sad. And if you really think about it logically, it makes no fucking sense. Because it's just your ego, you know? And it's, for me at least, some of the past relationships are always going to be in my fucking head, you know? I mean, how many friends, I've lost friends that I've gotten better friends now, and I still think, I'm like, that motherfucker really didn't want to hang out with me, so I cut him off, or he cut me off. You know, that's just your fucking ego. You almost want to like send him pictures of like you at a table at some fucking club with like girls and new friends and cooler looking friends just to like kind of rub it in his face. I mean, because it's your fucking ego, you know? But yeah, I don't think there'll ever be a date where you kind of really just feel over it. But I do think what happens with me is I hit a point where like I forget, and something fucking happens where they show up on a timeline on social media, somebody bumps into them and they ask about me or some shit like that. And I'm usually, every single time I've been doing better than when I was with them. So I mean, that's fucking huge right there, you know? For me, the actual steps of it it's always been the same. I'm killing it in game. I'm meeting every girl I want to meet. Or actually, let's start post breakup. Post breakup, I start going back out. I start trying to talk to girls. Start trying to pool. Do whatever you gotta do. It starts off with numbers. The numbers can feel the fucking neediness, so they're not gonna respond. After maybe a month, then they start kind of responding. After the second month, you might be doing dates. After the third month, if you're fucking slaying, man, then you might be pulling at night. And then fourth or fifth month, you might have a good rotation going. And then once your rotation gets going, you don't want to lose your rotation, so you keep going out. And then bam, you meet another girl that you think is the shit. So then you start dating her again. And if it's going good, it's going good. You get soft, boom, she breaks up with you again. And you get back on that fucking train, man. You start doing pickup again, you start approaching. Then you got another fucking rotation going, and then the moment your rotation's the shit, boom, you meet another girl. That's always been my fucking system, man. It's like the system that I can almost count on now. Okay, here we go. Gotta get back on that fucking bike, you know? And that's huge, man. Like, using your breakup as a motivation, the way you said it was so fucking golden, man. Because in that moment, when all your chips are down, you just fucking, you don't get shit anymore, man. You're just like beyond confused. And have you ever met someone who got fired and lost their girlfriend? Jesus, mother of Christ, dude, that's the fucking worst.
That's gotta be tough.
That's fucking tough, dude. That, like, your whole sense of, like, just life is just over. And guys get over that. Guys start a new career. Guys start new relationships. Before they know it, they're dating someone better, and life continues, man.
Yeah, and so one thing that I kind of disagree with pickup people, and I think I might disagree with Raphael about this too, is whenever guys get broken up with, they're like, well, fuck that bitch, she sucked anyway, or you know, you'll find someone better. But it's okay to think somebody was special. It's okay to be like, I really liked her.
Fuck yeah.
Everybody is unique in their own way, and everybody's special. So you don't need to like tear her down in your mind to make yourself feel better. Like, yeah, she was an awesome girl. She doesn't like you. So,
and on top of that, if you do that shit, girls know or will hear what you said. Like, the girl community is the smallest fucking community that talks like a motherfucker, dude. Oh, okay, weren't you dating that one girl and then you started telling people she was a slut? Like, you won't ever fuck again if a girl finds out you did that shit. It's the same thing as kiss and tell. If you fuck a girl, man, and you start telling people about it, guess what? You ain't gonna get laid again. At least not in that area. You gotta keep that shit to the grave. Girls love the guy that they can kiss and act like it never happened. Like, I got a fat friend, just fucking fat as fuck, dude. He gets laid left and right. You know why? Because girls fuck him and literally don't think it happened. This shit makes no fucking sense. They're like, no, what are you talking about? No, he didn't. I'm like, I walked in on you. What are you talking about? You know what I mean? Like, it's like that, dude. So, girls hate their fucking, their business being out. That's why a lot of girls won't do, like, PDA in public. You know what I mean? PDA, won't make out with guys in public. But then, like, once you're in private, it's like, holy shit, I didn't see this coming, you know? So it's, just know that, like, that person made you feel a certain way. Don't try to fucking bring that person down just because you fell down. And maybe that one quality they had that you liked a lot, you could find in another person, and you can identify it a lot quicker. I think of relationships kind of like this. Like, I think of being a little kid with a big box of toys, and I'm just grabbing the toys and I'm kind of playing with them. And I'm like, nah, I like this one, but not really. So then I toss it. And then I grab another toy. And I'm like, I like this. No, I don't. I hate this one. And then eventually you kind of find one that you're like, okay, this toy's pretty cool. I'll stay with this one. That's how I think of relationships.
yeah, so the way I think about relationships is I don't need to have the best car in the world. I need to have the car that cares about me. Like, I know a lot of guys that date girls out of their league, and the girl knows that she's out of his league, and he knows, and they just want to be with the hottest girl, but she treats him like shit. And I'm like, dude, you would be better off with a like less overall quality girl that treats you better. Like, your mental and psychological health and your well-being is more dependent on being with somebody who cares about you and gives a fuck about you than just having the hottest bitch. Like, I can't say this to my friends that are dating girls, but there's so many friends that I've wanted to be like, dude, she's out of your league, she treats you like shit, dump her and find somebody on your level. Because it's not worth being treated badly to like have the hottest girl and to be able to brag and to be able to put her on your social media and have guys think you're cool. Like, you know, honestly, sometimes, man, I am totally fine with accepting that a girl is too good for me. Like, I shoot for the moon, or I don't wait, what do I say? I shoot for the stars, and sometimes I just get the moon. Like, I've dated girls that were way out of my league, and they dumped me, and I was like, dude, touche. Like, you deserve to dump me. I've I've dated like CEOs, like famous artists. I've dated some badass girls, and it obviously hurts when anybody rejects you. But I just use that as motivation to get better. You don't need to have the best girl. What you need to have is a girl that makes you happy, that you make her happy, that you guys are good to each other, and you build a good life. Like, I know a guy right now, and I'm not gonna say enough information to identify him, but he's a smart guy. He's like, really hardworking. He owns a business. He does well, but he's just dating this girl that's way out of his fucking league, and she makes him miserable. And they have one of this like on and off, on again things, which I'm assuming is she goes cold on him, and he feels sad and goes out and gets drunk, and then she takes him back, and then it's like, dude, man, just take a shittier girl. Just take a girl that like you can be happy with. Like, yes, dude, this bitch is bad. She's one of the baddest bitches in Atlanta, straight up. But you should not be with her. She's making you miserable, and she's ruining your life. So, I don't know if you agree with any of that, but
I agree with it to an extent. I don't think you should ever settle for anything kind of like, oh, this. First of all, I don't. Again, like, you my man, dog, but just like, this is where I think it's a little different. I don't ever think a girl's better than me, like, ever. Fucking ever. Like, because, and I don't ever think a girl's out of my league. Not because, like a looks thing or anything, but because I've been in the positions where a girl makes more money than me, and she's beyond happier with me than the fucking NBA player. This is Atlanta, we see it all the time.
yeah.
I've been in positions where the girl would much rather talk to the bouncer than the guy that fucking owns the table. I've been in positions where a girl has like 55 sponsors, and what I mean by sponsors is I mean sugar daddies.
Yeah.
But yet, all of that money goes to some fucking meth head who just like kind of like likes her but not really, So I don't ever think about a girl being better than me. Honestly, because in a way, you should be cocky about what you bring, what value you bring, I'm like, if you're with me, we're going to have a good time. I'm always going to take care of you. Like, you're going to be that girl that comes in with me. The sex is going to be dope. You're gonna laugh your ass off. Like, life's going to be good. I don't ever think a girl's better than me. What I do, and I also don't think you should ever, like, you shouldn't date a girl just because she's hot. Like, that's fucking retarded, man. Like, I mean, I can't tell you like how fucked up that is, especially living in the city where we live. I feel like it's almost worse, because there's times where I've seen the Miss Hooters, I've seen the cocktail waitress, I've seen the Instagram girl who like is just a stunner, is perfect, and then you get back to her apartment and
it's a mess.
It's a fucking
pills everywhere.
Pills, fucking mattress on the ground. Like nasty, just fucking. You're like, what are you doing, girl? Like, why are you? Just the other day, I mean, goddamn, I hope I don't get in trouble for this. Just the other day, one of like Atlanta's top models, man, she just overdosed on fucking heroin like a week ago. I'm not gonna call her fucking name out like that.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. The two girls.
Yeah, I don't know if we can put that on there or not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, it's a lesson people need to learn. Like, just because
we didn't say names, right?
Yeah, we didn't say anybody's name.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm just like, you're like beyond beautiful. Like, guys were like, every time she walked in a spot, the top promoters were on her ass, the managers were on her ass, everybody was on her ass. Like, why the fuck are you shooting heroin? Right? And that's really selfish, because we don't know these girls' lives. And I've dated girls where they're beyond beautiful, but rough upbringings, rough jobs, rough fucking everything, and they're just shooting drugs, and they're just like not going places. So I never fucking think that a girl's better than me, and you shouldn't either. Like, nobody fucking should. Like, if you're not shooting drugs, if you're fucking working on yourself, if you're working on your career, if you're hitting the gym, if you're an overall good guy, nobody's better than anybody. Like, I genuinely see that. I've seen it in fucking in pickup on the fucking streets, man. Like, I've seen it in relationships where girls date guys that, I mean, me personally, every girl I've ever dated has made more money than I have. God damn. Every fucking girl that I've ever dated has made more fucking money than me. Whether it was because they worked at a club, whether it was because they were a fucking bartender, whether it was because they got a few modeling gigs. Every girl I've ever dated has made more money than me. and I want to say 99% of them were happy that they were with me and didn't want to lose me. And something just happened where we couldn't be together.
Well, let me articulate what I said differently. So I don't think anybody's better than me in like the overall sense, but I do think that sometimes girls just don't like me.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to like fight to have somebody like me that doesn't like me.
Yeah.
Like if you're not putting the effort and time in our relationship and you're not doing the things that I do for you, I'm not like, because sometimes what happens is it's like a challenge to your ego where you'll meet a bad bitch that's like living an awesome life and she's cool and she's hot and she's smart and she's got all this shit going on. And when she says no to you, your ego's like, no, we need to conquer this. We need to have the baddest bitch. And I'm like, no, dude, she doesn't like me. It's fine. I like her, but, you know, I'm not going to sit there. It's better for me to be with somebody less awesome than her than to be with somebody that treats me like shit.
Yep.
Just straight up. You don't need to have the baddest bitch. You don't need to have the richest girl. Like you know, I feel like movies and pop culture sell us this idea that the prince has to be with the princess, and you need to find the best woman on earth. And then once you find her, you need to stick with her through no matter what. The best woman on earth is not the hottest or the whatever. It's the woman that cares about you and that you like.
Yeah. And then on another note, I mean, a lot of these the baddest bitches or whatever, brother, they're not the baddest bitches. Like, they don't look like that. Like, when you start doing this for a while, you're going to see she looks really different without makeup. She looks really different without those fucking shoes. She ain't that tall. That hair probably ain't hers. Those titties and ass, probably not hers. Like, a lot of this is not who she is, man. It's funny, like, I'll have guys ask me, like, oh, dude, like, I was talking to this girl, and I kind of said, like, a little lie. And they feel bad about it. You dumb motherfucker. That whole girl is a lie. Like, everything she is a fucking lie. You know what I mean? That's why, like, and I know I'm just generalizing, so I probably should, like, cool it a little bit. But, I mean, don't ever think a girl is out of your league. And then, he's saying you're right. Like, not every girl is for you. And, at least for me, the way I think about this is the type of girls that I want, the type of relationships that I want, the type of careers that I want, everything I want in life is I really want you to want me. So what I mean by that is I don't want you to chase me. I'm not trying to say that, but I really want you to want me there. Does that make sense? Like this like fucking flaky friends that are like, yeah, sure, one day we'll hang out. Fuck that, dude. If you're not blowing up my phone, if you're not really trying to see me, then get the fuck out of my way. And a lot of my jobs that I have right now, my managers are the same way. They're like, dude, you're it. I really want you here, man. If you're not here, I don't want fucking anyone else. So I want that. I want to feel that way. My the way my relationship is with my girlfriend, she really fucking wants me there. Like I don't want to just chase. You know what I mean? Like just because she's a bad bitch, I gotta chase her. Dude, what the fuck? Like I really want you to want me there. One of the best things I liked about working with you, dog, is that like you really like believe in me. You want me fucking there. So I'm like, holy shit, like, cause you hear a lot of these guys, yo, I want you to be an instructor, yo, I want you to do this. But I mean, do you really, or are you just like talking out your ass? So I mean, that's what I want. Instead of a bad bitch, instead of whatever, I really want you to want me.
Yeah. So, man, fuck, I was just about to say something, but my mind went blank. Pause.
Conclusion.
So going back to what Raphael said, so women and guys too, like no matter what's going on in their life, they want a dick in their life. They want to fuck somebody, or they want some guy to give them attention. But if they can't get the guy they want, they'll pick some other guy off the bench. And whatever relationship you're in, you got to think to yourself, am I the bench warmer that just got thrown into the game? Like, does she really, am I her number one? Mm-hmm. If you're not her number one, like, you got to make a decision as to how you want to live your life. Like, some dudes are cool with being the side piece. I'll be a side piece of a bitch that likes another guy, as long as it doesn't affect my life. But I'm not going to make a girl my number one if I'm her side piece. If she's just tolerating you, or she just needs a guy around sometimes, and you're her best option right now, fuck that. You deserve better, and you need to get out of there.
Fuck that. Dude, that's fucking huge. God damn, that was good, dude.
Let's wrap it up.
Oh yeah, man.
Rafi has to be somewhere, and
yeah. I just want to go back to what you were saying. What was it that you said in the beginning? I think most guys are making this a lot harder than it has to be. Every girl wants a guy. That's now to what degree she wants you is gonna vary, obviously, with what you bring to the table and shit, and if you're just generally her type. But to a degree, every girl just wants a guy, like just to be there. That's it. You'd be amazed how many fucking girls' whole lives will change because of one guy. You know, if you like, we go back to this cheesy shit again, but I can't tell you how many times I've dated a girl where I'm like, hey, that was unacceptable. You getting fucking hammered like that? Fuck off, dude. If you want me, clean that shit up or I'm out of here. And then it's like, cool. Fucking drinks don't taste that good anymore, do they? I can't tell you how many times you've made an impact on a girl where she's just like, damn, suddenly like I kind of want something. I'm seeing more long term instead of short term. I'm sure, Sam, you've had the same shit where a girl suddenly thinks her self esteem goes up in a different way. And no longer is it just about validation, but now it's about like, I want to do something better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe it's just me.
No, I've seen that. No, I've definitely seen that. And it's kind of like sometimes weird where they become dependent on you for that because they don't get it anywhere else.
Yeah. I mean, you're probably one of her biggest cheerleaders and you don't even fucking know it. You know, just with you being there. I can't tell you how many times I've been in a relationship with a girl where the fucking friends talk down on her, the fucking, even her family will talk down on her, the closest people will talk down on her. And I'm just like confused because I'm like, dude, I see greatness. Like I see potential. That's what I see. And when you see that in someone, they know it, you know? So suddenly they start walking different. Suddenly they start talking different. Suddenly their hobbies change. Suddenly their routine becomes a little different. And we all know routines and systems are how you become a different person. So if I say, okay, at 6, gym, 7, fucking shower, 8, I'm reading a book, at 9, I'm fucking writing an article, and at 10, I'm in bed. If you follow that system every single day for 3 years, guess what happens? You're a different fucking dude. So, I know that was a little off topic for closing, but it's just, you just brought that up and I thought that was huge. But yeah, the biggest thing with let's close this up with relationship with breakups, man, is dude, you're gonna be fine. Like I know it feels like the end of the world, but I promise you this, like you will be fine. B, give it time. C, get better, and you will find someone better. And what's weird is when you get better, you almost don't want to fucking find someone better. Like you want to just keep getting better. You know, you almost want to keep the single train going. You almost want to just keep slaying it. And then you just kind of meet someone and you're like, you know what, this person is cool. I don't want to lose them. And then you kind of just keep hanging out, and before you know it, man, you got a cool thing going on. But I promise, like, just breathe. Everything's going to be okay. Get better. Meet people. Keep killing it.
Yeah, one thing I always like to say is women should not be the main course of your life. They should be the dessert. And women want to be the dessert. So I think a lot of times the reason guys feel shitty after breakups is because they made the women their main course and now they're starving. So make women your dessert. Make the focus of your life other stuff. And when you get broken up with, just try to think rationally. Realize that you're under the grip of irrational emotions. Hang out with your friends. Your friends will be the voice of reason. Like, you're going to have crazy ass thoughts in your head, and you need your friends to be like, dude, that's crazy. Don't think that. Don't do that. Mm-hmm. And fucking, if you need some help, man, reach out to us. Social Samurais. We've done this with a bunch of dudes. I've done it with a bunch of dudes.
Fuck yeah. Every goddamn friend I've ever had. I've had to go to a bar. We got to talk this out. We got to figure this out. We've had calls where guys ask us about breakups. I've had a manager ask me about how to get over a fucking breakup. And the general advice, oh, go fuck somebody else. That shit ain't gonna work, man. Just call us, dude. We'll get you straight.
All right, and I think that's a good way to end it.